West Side is the best side. We hear that a lot around Evansville, and West Siders really take it to heart. We always joke that once you move to the West Side, you never leave the West Side because that's pretty true for a lot of people. So, we're going to specifically talk about the West Side today. It's a part of town. We're broken down very much so into sides of town. So, you'll hear people say, I want to move to the east side, the west side, the north side, south, southeast side, whatever it may be. The west side is probably the most intense of that people really, really, really want to be on the west side. If they do really want to be on the west side, they're going to be on the west side. That's pretty intense for a lot of west siders. So we're going to dive into the numbers, what the benefits are, the pros, the cons, give you an idea of what that looks like. I say a lot of times the west side is not part of Evansville. It seems like its own city. It's completely connected. It's right there on the Lloyd, so you can get in and out very easily. But it does seem the most different from every other part of Evansville, in my opinion, and we're going to dive into that a little bit. There's a lot of rich history going back on the west side. They've got a lot of good restaurants and bars and things like that, so we'll look at those as well. So first of all, let's start and just look at the real estate numbers of the west side. I took into account two zip codes you'll see here, 47712 and 47720. 47720 encapsulates kind of this north portion as well, so it's northwest. Some of it might not truly be considered part of the west side, but didn't want to miss the portion of it that is. So we're going to look at those two zip codes. Over the last year here, sold homes, we have 472 of them. When we look at those 472 homes, we'll see a couple things. One, really, they're average with the rest of Evansville. So average days on market's 21, median days is 4, meaning that once these homes hit the market, they're selling very, very quickly. These numbers are pretty in line with the rest of Evansville at this point in time. Your pricing is the same way. So the highest sold price over the last year was $1.625 million. The low sold price was $19,500. The west side gets a big range on prices, and you can see that pretty evidently if you start to look at homes in that area. Average price, $213,000 and some change. Median price, $185,000. And you're going to see that pretty commonly. Now, once you get out to Newburgh and some of the suburbs, or even like the north side, McCutcheonville, Darmstadt area, you'll see those prices go up. But as far as the main portion of Evansville, that's a pretty in line with those prices. You get a big range. You'll see a lot of these homes that are closer to downtown, closer to Franklin Street, right there by the river. A lot of times the property values on those are a little more affordable. They're also closer together, smaller lot sizes. A lot of that shotgun style home that you see, not all of them, but that's pretty common right there. You also have some historic homes that are very similar to these downtown historic homes on the west side in that area of Franklin Street as well. So you'll see those. You can get some really cool homes. One thing I love about the west side, the character of the homes. So you'll see, because a lot of them are older homes, if you're going to see doorways that are arched and some original woodworking, things like that, there's a big chance that you can see them on the west side like that if those homes have been taken care of, which is really neat. So the history of the west side runs very deep. So you'll see that throughout here, especially through their sports programs and educational programs. Now, before we hop to the second part of the west side, if you're enjoying this, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you don't miss any great videos that we come out with. We come out with them once a week at least, with a lot of great information. And we are licensed realtors, so as much as we love making these videos, we love helping people buy and sell real estate. So if you're interested in that or have any questions, feel free to shoot us a text or give us a call at 812-315-3850. So in addition to these real estate numbers that we're looking at, we can also just take a look at what does the west side have to offer. So there's a few spots in Evansville that are really hustling and bustling with local restaurants and bars. One of those is Franklin Street, so it's on the west side. You can access it very quickly from, especially downtown, but it's not too far off the Lloyd Expressway right there. So this has some great restaurants, such as the Gerst House is one of our favorites. You'll see it here. It's an old, historic, cool building. They've got a ton of beers on tap, a ton of great German food, Reuben's, goulash. The list goes on, and the secret there is if you go, especially with a big group of people, it's not on their menu. Order the pretzel with beer cheese. The thing is massive, and it's the best pretzel you'll ever have. So that's really neat. And then in the same area, if you can make it to the Gerst House, you can look around and you'll see across the street, right next door, a ton of other options. Franklin Street Pizza Factory is one that we'll just mention, but you can look it up. They've got ice cream spots right there. It's really, really cool. Another one is Sportsman's. If you're into typical bar food, but good bar food, they've also got a great steak. And then pool tables, things like that. That's a great option. One of the newer additions to Franklin Street is Bud's. It's a bar and grill. They've also got a lot of TVs, pool tables, a lot of great food. My wife and I love the nachos. Those things are massive. Try them out. And then one that hadn't been down there for too long either is Amy's. So this is a really nice spot. Get a reservation, especially if you're going to go on like a weekend night. But it's a little higher class. You've got some really good options there, some high quality food. So check that as well. Those are just a few of them. But if you go down there, there's a ton of options. So we eat down there quite a bit, as well as to downtown Evansville. We eat there a lot because a lot of those spots have locally owned, really good quality food, drinks, and great people who work there, as well as in addition to basically everything in Evansville. So check it out. The other thing I want to mention is the educational and sports programs of the West Side. So specifically Wrights. People love Wrights, and they love Wrights football. Now the history on it is really, really cool. You can check it out on their website. It's a quick Google away. But the Wrights Bowl is their football stadium. You can see it's really neat. There's some extra pictures here, but it's kind of a natural bowl that they've built in to their football stadiums, especially in competitive games and things like that. This place gets packed. The school spirit behind it is unbelievable. So it's something you have to check out if you're a West Sider. It's a thing that they do, that they love, and it's really, really cool. So check that out. Like every part of town, it does have its downsides, but overall, it's got a lot of upsides to it. And if you really fit in well with what West Siders like, especially ski and grippos, it's definitely the spot for you. So check it out, get the feel of it, drive around a little bit, look at the homes. If you have any questions, let us know. We're always happy to help with that process. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you soon.